Good afternoon. This is just Bob Bowman, and I'm coming with another live stream. Excuse my voice. Have a little bit of issues with my throat, but I'm okay. I took a tetanus shot. They call it Tdap shot a couple of weeks ago, and I still kind of recovering from that. So I'm doing a lot better. The topic today is the harsh realities of manosphere, and that it is great when they leave you alone. Now, I want to just talk about how it can be sometimes being by yourself and you don't like it, or if it's a bad experience for you, because I understand that issue. Like, I grew up having abandonment issues. I grew up being the child that was socially awkward, that didn't have a lot of friends, that didn't have a lot of people that wanted to be around me, even when I tried to do my best to be nice and be cool with them. And I didn't understand what it was leading me towards. It was leading me towards a path of trying to prove myself to others, trying to, show myself as being worthy, going above and beyond for individuals that never would or could appreciate what it is that I was doing, or look at what I was doing as being minimal at best, and that it didn't mean anything, it was insignificant, or even if it was significant, they wouldn't dare admit it because they wanted to keep me at a level way below what they were. And this happens in life. And one thing that I had to understand is that the people that abandon you, the people that leave your life, they're doing you a favor, especially if they're a weight on you, if they're a burden on you. And this could be friends, it could be family, it could be anybody that you're associated with, it could be groups, it could be organizations, it could be uh, religious camps or churches. But once you get to that point to where you understand that people only leave your life when they serve no good for you, that's when you will take a better outlook on it, a better perspective of it, because not everybody is going to be for you. Not everybody is going to be able to treat you with the respect that you need or deserve, because everybody is going through their own situations in life. We all have our own troubles, we all have our own issues, we all have our own difficult struggles and circumstances that we're going through. And sometimes that person might look at what you're going through as not being important or being insignificant, or they might see that you're struggling and they say, oh, he should just do this, even though they are not taking into account of who you are as a person. They're only looking at it from their point of view and looking at you as somebody lower than them. And if they were somebody who was lower than what they were, that they would do this sort of thing that they're suggesting. And when you don't do it, and they they look at it like they're taking their time to give you advice. They're taking time out of their lives, which they don't need to give you some advice that might help you, and you're not going along with it. To them, it could be a sign of disrespect, where it's like, man, this dude is wasting our time, and we're trying to get him to a certain level to where he can be useful to us and the rest of everybody else. And I understand that this is going on not only in the black community, it's going on worldwide. And one thing that I had to understand is that not everybody is going to care about how it is that I feel, what it is that I think. And some people are going to be rude and disrespectful just to show me that they don't care about how I feel or how I think. And that if I don't do what it is that they want to do, then they are going to abandon me and disrespect me on the way out of my life. And they might disrespect me while not even being in my presence. Anybody new that come around me that they're associated with or they are affiliated with in any type of way, they're going to put a bad word in on me. And there's nothing that I can do about it. You know why? Because nobody cares about how it is that I feel. Nobody cares about what it is that I think. They only looking at what is in reality and what is supposed to be in reality from their point of view. And if you're not falling in line, they are going to make sure that you're isolated. But it could be the best thing that ever happened to you, because once you get to that point to where you're isolated, you get a chance to reflect on things. You get a chance to read. You get a chance to look at clips on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube that'll give you different perspectives on how to look at things. You get a chance to get your mind right away from all those people. You get a chance to get your body right away from all those people. You get a chance to get your spirit right away from all those people. You get your money right without all those people. You get your appearance right without all those people. So it could be a great thing. And then when you're ready to reintroduce yourself to the world, they will see, like, damn, this dude has changed. This dude isn't the same person that he was at one point. He isn't as needy as he used to be. Like, I don't need to have a relationship to prove my worth. You know what proves my worth? Me doing the best that I can in my life, where I'm at, and accepting what it is that's going on in my life to the best of my ability, not from what you think I should accept, but from what I think that I should accept. And if that means you don't want to be around me because I'm not accepting what it is that you think that I should accept, then I don't need to be around you. You see, you have a lot of people that will try to shame you, try to bash you, try to make you feel like you're less than because you're not going along with their expectations. And, you know, you are showing that you don't care to a certain extent, even though you probably don't think that you're not. But to them, in their point of view and their mindset, you're showing that you don't care. And so they want to project that upon you from what they feel inside of themselves. They're like, oh, if you don't care, I'm going to show you that I don't care what you think either. You know, I can give you an example. You know, I have a friend, and I'm not going to put too much business out there where he can be identified, because it might be somebody who knows me and knows him personally as well that can put two and two together. But I will say this: I've been knowing this person for almost 20 years, and in the beginning phases of my life falling apart, I was hanging out with him all the time, partying with him all the time, buying drinks, going to different places, doing a lot of stuff with him. And I spent a lot of money. And then when I got to the point to where I found myself thousands of dollars in debt, and I talked about this before, tens of thousands of dollars in debt, uh, having a medical issue that needed to be fixed, and I was struggling with money. I had a lot of things going wrong in my life. He couldn't help me out because he has children, he has his own family, and I didn't want to be a burden upon him. So I never came to him like, "Oh, can you loan me anything?" Because I know that he has his own responsibilities and obligations. The one thing that I did was that I pulled back. You know what I'm saying? And I made some adjustments in my life to where I could overcome the obstacles that I put upon myself, and have a chance to overcome the obstacles that I had nothing to do with putting on me, that was put on me by things out of my control. I'm still doing the best that I can. Like, I have improved tremendously from where I was last year, because last year at this time, I had fully paid off my college debt. Now I have savings. I'm not going to say how much savings that I have, but I have a decent amount enough savings to where if something bad happens to me, I would be okay for at least 6 months. That's something that I did for myself. I stopped hanging out all the time. I stopped trying to be around people all the time. I cut back my social interactions because I needed to work on myself. And then some of those people that I was hanging around, having social interactions with, they didn't have the best idea for me. You know what I'm saying? They saw me as somebody that they should be able to control and to manipulate and to have me do what it is that they wanted me to do. And they saw that they couldn't fully do that. And so they were already isolating me from that. And then I just finished the job and just totally isolated myself 100% from a lot of people. But some people, they still stayed around. And when they saw that I was improving myself, they was like, okay, we could still get some money out of him to buy our drinks and buy our things. And even though this person is spending their money frivolously and not saving it, they still expect me to do it because they looking at me like, oh, he not in a relationship, he don't have any children, you know, he's working a decent job, like nobody, like he has no prospects of getting in a relationship, so he should be able to spend money on me just to hang out with me. Individuals have this mentality, and it could come from anybody in any situation, even close family members. It's just like it was a woman who I wanted to be just friends with, but this woman didn't respect what it was that I was saying, didn't respect my boundaries. And I've been on her side of the coin before because there were times where I was trying to force relationships on people and force people to do things or manipulate people to do things, and I had to stop. And I started seeing that the energy that I was putting out was what I was receiving, and she was the latest version of what energy I was receiving back. Even though I stopped doing it after 2020, I stopped doing it, but still, sometimes that residual energy had to come back on you. So anyway, me and her kicked it a few times. Um, I don't want to get into too many details, but I will say that I was honest with her and I let her know from the jump that I wasn't looking for no serious relationship with her. She was still looking for a serious relationship. She was in the ears of people that we both knew. We both knew, and she kind of helped with my relationships with those people that we both knew to deteriorate while acting like she was innocent because she wasn't getting her way. And I had to not only cut those people off, and the individual that I talked about that wanted me to spend my hard-earned money on him while he was spending his money going to fancy restaurants was one of those people. I had to cut her off because I realized that she didn't respect my boundaries and that she didn't care about what it was that I was saying. She had no respect for me, period. And then I had to understand, like, if I felt this way in regards to her, how have I made other people feel? Me personally, have I respected everybody's boundaries? Sometimes I haven't. Sometimes I didn't get the sign of the clue, and I was oblivious to it. But now that I'm older and I understand, there's certain things that I'm not doing. I'm not going to go out of my way and kiss butt to try to get liked. It's not going to happen. Like, people are either going to accept me for who it is that I am or they're not. And if they don't accept me for who I am, I don't need to be around them. If they don't accept that I have a standards to type of women that I want to date and that I want to be with, and if I have to get a passport and travel to get those standards, then that's my personal choice. That's my personal life that I choose to live. And if they don't like it, they don't have to be around me. I have to be okay with being totally abandoned. The people that I need around me are going to be around me. Thank the Most High for that. But the people that I don't need around me, the ones that want to harshly criticize me, harshly shame me, the ones that want to put me down behind my back to other people, I don't need them in my life at all. Period. As simple as that. And I can't stop them from doing the things that they do or saying the things that they say. I just need to separate myself from them because they honestly don't care about how it is that I feel and how it is that I think. And I shouldn't care about how it is that they feel or how it is that they think. I have to protect my energy and I got to protect my health. And I don't want to bash them or talk bad about them to other people because guess what? All that is furthering, perpetuating that negative energy. If I don't want to, if I'm not going to be around those people, I'm just not going to be around them and I'm not going to say anything. And if I get the feeling that they don't want to be around me and that they don't want to have anything to do with me, I have to respect that. So that means that even at this point, I have less friends than what I thought that I had. And sometimes it can be painful to come up with that realization. And I'm not going to say that it's easy because it's not. It's not easy to have to realize that a lot of people that you thought you were down for, you thought that you mess with, they didn't really mess with you like that. They only saw you as a tool, somebody that they can use, somebody that they can manipulate, somebody that they can control and show others that they have pull and they have influence because that's what a lot of this stuff is about. It's about influence. And let's just be honest about it. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? You have to be okay with being by yourself. You have to be okay with not having anybody around. You have to be okay with people walking out of your life because you're not going along with the program that they think that you should go along with. Because at the end of the day, it's up to you to live your life to the best of your ability for what's best for you, not for what's best for them. And you have individuals out here that shame you and talk about, oh, you know, you're a man, you're supposed to sacrifice for others and the community and da 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 da. But at the end of the day, it's like, what benefit is it for me to do that? And if there's no benefit for me to do that, then why am I doing it? If I'm just going to end up being miserable even more so than what I am right now. And I know a lot of people that didn't make it to see my age. And recently, recently I lost my only brother. And he was 34 years old. And he didn't get to see 40, let alone 41, which I just turned last week. And so, with understanding that, I understand that I have one life to live. I have one life to live. I have to go for what it is that I need to go for to live the best life that I can. If I fail, okay, I just have to accept it. Like I said before, I went to therapy and I got the answer that I need. And if somebody want to say, oh, you ain't married, you ain't got kids, what about what God would say? God already knows what I'm going through. So if you want to judge me, you could go ahead and judge me. But I'm not going to sit around and listen to your rhetoric to try to convince me to doing things the way that you think that I should do it. Because at the end of the day, I'm personally responsible for my life. If it gets taken from me through other means outside of myself, hey, it's nothing that I can do about it. I can't even be afraid of it. I can't even be afraid of losing my job the next week. I can't be afraid of being homeless. I can't be afraid of starving. I can't be afraid of anything at this point. You see, I made it to 41, and now that I'm at this age, I'm realizing that, hey, all that worrying, all that fear is doing nothing but slowly killing me. Me worrying about individuals leaving my life, and it's not helping me with developing who it is that I'm supposed to be. It's doing nothing but making me more sick. You see, individuals don't want to like cause a lot of ruckus out here. They want to conform and they want to bow down and they want to live these miserable, highly stressed out lives where they die even earlier than what they would. Because at this point, I'm like, okay, if I die a lot sooner than what I'm supposed to because I'm single, okay. That's better than dying while being in a miserable relationship. And it's and Lord forbid that I end up in a relationship with somebody that I'm not interested in being in one with, and also helping that person out with some children that I didn't create. And I know at this age that I'm at, that's what a lot of people expect me to do. They expect me to take on the responsibilities that don't belong to me. If I didn't make any children at this age, I'm supposed to just go ahead and accept a woman and help her with her children, even though her children and her are going to walk all over me, because that woman is going to put those children first. She's going to say, "Oh, my children come first, and then I'm the queen." And I'm like, if you're the queen, then that makes me a king, right? Uh-uh. Nope, it doesn't. And I'm not saying that every woman out there is like that, but I'm just giving a generalized mentality of what's out there. And they will lie and say that it won't be that way. And then once you end up in that situation, it's exactly that way. And I've been in that situation more than once. So can't nobody tell me what is and what isn't. You see, I've listened to a lot of people that come up here on the live streams. And it was one thing that Dennis Sperlin said, and he said that men have to realize that most women don't marry out of love. Most women, they marry out of necessity. They'll have your children, but only if they know that you're gonna be that high earning, figure in the household that they want for their child. And if you're not that, and they don't feel like they can get anything better, you're what they're settling for. And if you're something that they settling for, they're not going to appreciate you, because they're going, in their mind, they going to say, oh, I can easily replace you with somebody else. You see, you had individuals out here that'll say, like, the average hardworking man, especially in the community, if a woman gets with him, that she's dating down because she's making her own money and all this stuff and all that. But in reality, these women, and this is something that I've seen personally within my neighborhood, and I'm not saying this is happening in every neighborhood, these working women usually would take men that have little to no money. Yeah, they'll take those men over the men that, if they was to get with them, they could live like a semi-decent life. And the reason is because they want that control to be able to manipulate that guy to doing what it is that they want him to do. They want to wear the pants in a relationship. And this is something that a lot of people don't want to admit or don't want to discuss, but it's coming out in the manosphere. It is what it is. You see, I don't have to lie about what it is that I've seen. I don't have to lie about what it is that I've done in my life. And one thing that I've realized is that I had to stop putting so much of my value into other people who don't really care about me. They disrespect me because they don't care about me. And that's how I have to look at it. If somebody want to disrespect me, that's because they really don't care about me. They don't care about what it is that I'm going through, the hardships that I'm facing. They sick of seeing me. So why am I around them? If I'm just going to be disrespected, if every time I come around I'm the butt of the jokes, if every time I come around I'm treated as though I'm the least intelligent out of everybody. You see, I had to realize that I allowed these things to happen to me because I wasn't smart enough to move around. And now that I'm smart enough to move around, I understand that those people never meant me any good. And of course, they're not going to look at it like anything is their fault. They always going to put the blame on me. Because most people don't want to take accountability to how they behave and how they act and how they can ostracize individuals. Because in their minds, they are more important than what it is that they really are. So, as far as I'm concerned, everybody needs to check themselves. Everybody, especially in the community, especially if you're working a job that's making decent money and you still don't have 5 figures in the bank, but you out here buying all these frivolous things to try to impress and show everybody that you got money. You're wasting your time. I don't need the newest car. I just need a decent looking car that I keep clean, that I drive around, you see, and that I make sure that works. I don't need to have the latest edition, but if I was to be blessed enough to have enough money to have like a 2023 Bentley or a 2023 Rolls Royce Phantom or a 2023 Porsche, of course I would take it. But then I understand that if I take a car like that, that quality, as far as what we consider quality here in the States, it's going to be a lot more expensive to maintain and upkeep that car. And then if I want to always keep up with the Joneses, every year I have to upgrade and upgrade and upgrade, and that costs more and more money to upgrade. And it's like, what's the point of doing that? If you have a decent car that looks nice and that drives well, and you keep it up and you maintain it, you ride it until you can't ride it anymore. And I still see people out here with classic 70s, 80s cars that look really good. That's because they kept it up. They maintained it, or they got a scrap car and they saw the value in it if they was to do all the work that needed to be done on it. And they did the work and they driving around in it and everybody's saying, "Ooh, that's a nice car." You don't see those anymore. You see, value is what we put on it in our heads, in our minds. And if you put your value on keeping up with everything and everybody, you put your value on that, honestly, you really don't have a lot of value on who it is that you are. And that's something I had to learn. So even though I'm improving myself, even though I'm smelling better, I'm looking better, I'm dressing better, I have more money, but I know that that stuff doesn't make me. Who it is I am on the inside makes me. Who it is I as I who it is that I am as a person, that's what makes me. If I'm willing to stand on what it is that I'm saying right now, that's what makes me. My character. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I do everything right, because I don't. And nobody does. Even the ones that want to put themselves in high moral positions in the world, nobody does everything 100% right. But I thank the Most High that He has spared me from all the bad things that I've done in my life, even though I had to pay a little bit. And I will admit that. But anyway, I just wanted to get all this off my chest. The manosphere has really helped me with learning a lot, not only about what's going on in society, but what's going on within me. And for me to be realistic about what it is that I'm going through, but to maneuver in the best of my ability because of where I stand at. And to understand that some people, they will not understand me at all. Like, I have to just understand that I'm going to be looked at as a weirdo to some because I made certain choices. Or somebody will look at me at my age and not have any children or any type of relationship. They'll say, "Oh, he must be, G and then the last word Y." Even though we live in a society where it's acceptable to be a part of that community. And if I was a part of that community, I would just say so. Or you have some people that say, "Oh, he's an incel." Uh, I could be in a relationship right now if I wanted to be in one, like right now. But if it's not a good fit, all I'm doing is trying to go along to get along with the rest of society. Then you have some people that say, "Oh, he must be the V word." Well, I've been married for 7 years before, and I've been in the military. So you want to use those insults on me. You want to say that I'm running away from responsibilities that I didn't make, which is other people's children, or saying I'm not being realistic to the standards that was given to me. And you want to, like, isolate me in order for me to have a scarcity mindset. I mean, you go ahead. That's why I got my passport. That's exactly why I got my passport. And to also be honest, me getting my passport wasn't just about that. It was about being able to see different things, being able to have different experiences, go swimming at different beaches. And my brother, who passed away recently, I got a chance to speak to him a couple of weeks before it happened. And I was hoping that one day I would go and visit him where he was living. And I needed my passport to do that. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So that was another reason why I got my passport. But anyway, I hope you like this live stream that I put on here. I only seen a couple of people jump on and jump off. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please like. Please share. This is Just Bob Bowman. Have a nice day.